Community Connection on KGNB, brought to you by Waters International Realty.
This is Paige Green with your Community Connection. We're here with Matthew Eckman, the president of the Comal County Child Welfare Board. Matthew, how are you?
Doing great today. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. So tell me about the Child Welfare Board in Comal County.
So the Child Welfare Board in Comal County, we are an all-volunteer board. We're actually appointed by the Comal County Commissioners, and our mission is to support the victims of abuse and neglect and provide for those children, for the needs of those children and families that are under the Department of Family and Protective Services care. So foster children in the child welfare system, kind of in any stage of the system. We as a board, our mission is to help support them, be able to provide for their unmet needs that aren't being supported with any other service that's available. We also strive to educate the community. Community awareness is very important for child welfare, just having the community understand the needs of children in the welfare system here in Comal County, and also strive to form partnerships throughout the community. That way we have a large support network to be able to continuously provide for and meet the needs of the children.
And what do these partnerships mean for the Child Welfare Board? How do you work with these other organizations?
So, for instance, one of the biggest things that we do is we get requests from caseworkers. Child needs an after-school money for an after-school program or clothes for back to school. So we have different partnerships throughout the community, like the foster closet that we can make connections for to get a child clothes for back to school, or Comal County Habitat for Humanity if a family is trying to work towards reunification but needs some furniture for their house. We can make the connection with Habitat for Humanity to be able to get some furniture in the house. We do a lot of partnerships with the adoption agencies and the family-based care agencies in town, and so we have partnerships with all of them to just be able to keep our finger on the pulse of what's going on in the child welfare space and how we can better be able to provide for their needs.
Now, what type of support do you provide for kids in the area, like through the Child Welfare Board? Also with these partnerships, you were talking about some of the support and how that works together, but what's some of that specific care look like?
So our board, we focus on three main ways that we support the children in the welfare system. So first, we stock what's called a rainbow room. A rainbow room is located at our local Department of Family and Protective Services office here in Comal County. And it's a room that's full of everything from hygiene supplies to cleaning supplies, household safety items, bedding, car seats, and many other items to be able to provide the families that are getting ready to either accept children. So, for instance, if a child has to be removed from their home and they're going to a family member, but that family member is not really set up to accept a child, then we're able to have a room that's stocked with all the necessary items to get their home ready to go. Additionally, we provide for caseworker support. So you can imagine that a caseworker in the child welfare system that has a huge, unfortunately huge caseload, we are constantly in contact with them to see what we can do to support, anything from lunches to be able to providing gift cards. A lot of the caseworkers, when they're hosting family visits or sibling visits, they'll pay out of their pocket for taking the kids to a movie or, even a lunch at McDonald's. And so we strive to be able to get them the necessary gift cards and other support that they need, so they can just focus on taking care of the children. And then foster care support. So that's, as I mentioned earlier, we would get a request for a specific item that may be not available in the rainbow room, that's not available through any other means that we can provide to them. So we do a birthday card program, so every child in care in Comal County gets a birthday card and a gift card. We support, as I mentioned earlier, back-to-school items such as clothing, backpacks, school supplies, And then the individual request: a child needs daycare, medical care that's not covered by Medicaid, beds, furniture, extracurricular activities. We get a whole host of requests on a weekly basis, and I'm happy to say that through our generous support of our donors, including our biggest donor, United Way, that we're able to fulfill 99% of those requests.
For stuff like the Rainbow Room and the foster child support, do you take donations for those specific items that you give?
We do. So, like for the foster child support, if we know that there's another community organization or individual that provides those services or has that item that we're looking for, we definitely take donations for the Rainbow Room. One of the biggest requirements is everything in there is new, has to be new. So we've actually partnered before with several organizations that had new items that we would stock there in the Rainbow Room that we've been able to accept before. But we also do accept donations. We'll frequently get donations of clothes and other items, and we partner with other organizations in town, like the Foster Closet, who stocks a whole room with clothes for any child in foster care to be able to come and shop and pick out their clothes. So those community partnerships that we have, if we can't use it in our Rainbow Room or we don't have a specific need, we have an organization that we partner with to make sure that those donated goods go to where they're most needed.
Talking about donations and kind of moving on to how the community can help all of these programs, how are some of the ways the community can help besides donating?
So one of our biggest community outreach and fundraising events every year is our annual Christmas campaign. So for over 20 years, we've hosted an annual Christmas campaign, and it is essentially where starting, this month or next month, we'll have caseworkers go out and meet with their children and get a Christmas list. So it's specific things, just like every child wants to give their list of all the things that they'd like for Christmas. We have the children in care be able to provide their lists, and then we match all the children with a community sponsor to go out and purchase those gifts for the children. So last year we served over 400 children and are expecting even more this year. So working with the community to make this happen, obviously we need sponsors to adopt each of these children. Community partners, so if you have a group or a work group that wants to adopt several children to be able to provide presents for, we work with a lot of groups like that. And then we've even had some groups come together and host a toy drive. Obviously, kind of with the way the child welfare system works, we'll get up to right before Christmas, and there'll be several new children that just entered the system that we may need to be able to provide presents for last minute. So these toy drives help to kind of bridge that gap between what things were purchased by our community partners as well as what presents might still be missing.
And when or where can people look for more information about this Christmas campaign, or when can they expect more about it to come out so they can offer themselves as a community sponsor?
So starting in about November, we will be putting a lot out on our social media pages, the Comal County Child Welfare Board social media pages, on our website, cccwb.org. We'll have a link to be able to sign up and put your name down to sponsor a child. Or anytime, shoot us a message at the Welfare Board through the information on our website, and we can get you on our list, our email list that we sent out to all of our previous sponsors that have helped out in the past.
You mentioned that you are an all-volunteer board, and events like the Christmas campaign take everyone on staff and even additional volunteers to help. How can people learn more information about volunteering, or what are some of the kind of roles that people could step into?
So definitely support with our child welfare. Our Christmas campaign is the biggest way that people can support being sponsors, volunteering to help us distribute presents or get presents wrapped up, helping being a community location for drop-off. We've got several drop-off locations throughout the community that we've had help with in the past. So all of this, if you'll reach out on our website, we can certainly get you connected with that. But aside from that, the other big way that the community can help support this is getting the word out to your friends, to your neighbors, to your coworkers, to anybody that you think might want to help. Because, again, with over 400 children that we typically serve with this campaign, it does take a lot of community partners to be able to help fulfill all the needs.
Now, how important is the Child Welfare Board in general to Comal County?
Well, I'm kind of biased, but I think that we are incredibly important. The services that we offer are actually non-duplicated by any other entity, any other nonprofit in the county. There's other nonprofits that might do a little bit here and there of what we do, but the services that we provide are really kind of core to our organization.
That was Matthew Eckman, the Comal County Child Welfare Board president. Matthew, do you have anything to add about the board?
Again, if you are interested in finding out more, if you'd like to volunteer with us, if you're interested in serving on our board and helping in the community, definitely reach out to us at cccwb.org. And among everything else, just continue to spread the awareness of children here in Comal County, children in the child welfare system. Just the awareness is key for everything that we do.
Matthew Eckman, the president of the Comal County Child Welfare Board. Thank you for joining us today and talking about this.
Thank you so much for having me.